Defeat in our last episode meant that the Slovakian Cup was all that we had left to play for. We'd made the quarter-final stage and we reserved a very special performance for that game. So that cup result was obviously a huge disappointment, but what's the first rule of Football Manager? Always read the league rules. What's the second rule of Football Manager? Always read the league rules, because we finished 7th, top of the relegation group. Little known to me, it means that we've qualified for some European place qualifiers. There's a semi-final between the team that finished 4th and us, and then a second semi-final between the 5th and 6th place teams. So all is not lost. We've absolutely blitzed that last 10 game of the season, by the way. There's our last episode where we were losing to Llama, and there's that 3-1 cup defeat that we showed you the highlights of. But in the relegation group, we've got 8 wins and 2 draws, including lots of wins that have involved clean sheets, and also the last 4 results where we've scored either 3 or 4 goals in each of those games since we switched to a rather aggressive tactic, which I think, do you know what? We are going to go out and play today. I wasn't expecting us to get this little chance, but then again, I rarely ever read the league rules. So we're going to get out there for a game against Trentin. It's a one-off tie. If we win it, we might set up a final where we've got a chance of qualifying for Europe. So here is that more aggressive tactic. Rather than playing 3 at the back now, I'm just playing 2 with some very aggressive wing-backs, including young Cedric Badolo, who's now up to 4 assists. He's looked really good in the last few games. Now he's got some fitness back and he's fully back as part of the squad, having been out on loan. He's looked superb. I've dispensed with wingers. One of the players who was playing well on the wing, Yaroslav Mihailik, who's got 8 goals and 8 assists. Well, I've moved him inside now. He's playing as a little attacking midfielder. Osvaldo's playing incredibly well as the central midfielder on attack. He's got 8 goals for us as well. And it means that one of those centre halves, Ahmed Fofana, he's now firmly cemented his place as one of our front 2 players. He's up to 9 goals now. And alongside him, De Silva, well, he's actually started playing pretty well there. He's on 5 assists and 15 goals for the season. So we've got some players that are in pretty decent form. And you never know, we could go out there and spring a surprise. I think we've lost 3 times to our opponents today already. Let's get the scout report on them and then head out and see how we do. This journeyman has unearthed some spectacular cities, and Trentin in the west of Slovakia might be one of the best yet. Local side AS Trentin were champions in 2015 and 2016 and narrowly missed automatic qualification for Europe by finishing 4th this season under the stewardship of coach Joseph Vukusic. The winner of this tie progresses to the final of a European elimination match as Peronia take on AS Trentin. So that's our scout report on our opponents, but before we take the field, we are welcoming 2 brand new top tier patrons to the channel in the form of Callum Haynes and Paul Patrick. Both Callum and Paul have agreed to join the backroom staff on this journeyman adventure. We've flown them out to Slovakia for this evening's game on a watching brief, so that they can see exactly what they've let themselves in for. We're going to try and say thank you to both Callum and Paul for their extraordinary generosity by getting a win against Trentin and setting up a European qualification final. So after 8 wins and 2 draws in your previous 10 games, you'd probably go into this kind of tie with a little bit of confidence, but Trentin just seem to be one of the teams that we cannot lay a glove on. They have just been imperious against us so far this season. So were we to get a win, I think it would be a surprise. And then even if we did manage, brace yourselves everybody, 22 seconds into the game, Adler De Silva, what are we making that? Goal number 16 for the season? As I was saying, if we did get a win, however unlikely it is, we might have to play Llama in the final, another team who just seem to beat us every time we play them. But just hold on, we've had a strong 21 seconds to start off this game. You never know, the miracle might be on. So that is quite an impressive start to the game. Here's our mate Badolo down on the right-hand side, by the way. Acceleration and pace, both of 15. Been a welcome injection of pace down our wide areas. But unfortunately, Fofana gives the ball away on that occasion. We've won it back, though. And Fofana's picked up the ball. Playing as a target forward. He likes to drop into those little pockets of space. And Badolo, he's there out wide if they want to feed him. They've not. They've gone back inside again. Fofana can't win the ball. We've given it away on the edge of their box. Here he is. Stretch your legs, Badolo. Honestly, he's been beating men for fun. What a ball he sent in there. And I tell you what, we have made a strong start to this game. Usually our games against Trent Scene involve them scoring pretty early. We've done it to them on this occasion. Unfortunately, our set plays are not going quite so well. They've thumped it forward. That is going to be easy. It's Badolo again. He's attacking the fullback again. Look at him. He's going. Can he get more delivery in the box? He's beaten a man. He has. Fofana's there. 6'6", rarely wins a header. And Badolo's going to have to use all of that pace to get back now. Look at him go, though. He's back in position. He has been an absolute revelation in that relegation group. If I were signing players and I was looking for people to take to our next club, Badolo would be pretty near the top of that list, I would say. He just looks like a quality player. Somebody we missed in the first half of the season. I think if we'd have had him for the first half of the season, rather than him being at Sheriff Tiraspol on loan, I think we could have got into that top half of the table. However, would that have been a blessing? Maybe not, because we'd have probably finished towards the bottom of that championship group, and we'd have gone into this European qualification playoff anyway, and we've managed to secure our spot in that by finishing top of the relegation group. Did I know that when we dropped into that group? Absolutely not. It's by absolute chance that we've brought you back for another game. I thought the season was done with Piranha when we lost that cup quarter-final. If I'd have read the rules in detail, I'd have known as soon as we dropped into that relegation group that the season was still alive. But I'm not that kind of manager. Look at Badolo, by the way. He's a one-man show today. Maybe he could have squared that across the box, but in the form he's in, he's taken it on. I'm not sure you can even blame him. As we send the corner in, and it's offside, I think, isn't it? The ref's not flinching. I think he's going to count, you know. Where's the replay? Show me. It's the replay. I thought he was offside here. No, he's run past a man, and Adam Payer, the centre half, he's managed to get in for us now as well. God, I was going to pause the game and get another shout out. What a start to this game we've had. And we're in again. And we're in again. And that one surely can't count. Is that going to be a foul? They're complaining to the keeper. It won't count. The whistle has already gone. Maybe not a foul. Maybe an offside. Because he's beyond the keeper. He needs two players to play him on. What was he doing off the pitch before that highlight really kicked in? I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to pause the game. We're going to get a shout out. Could we go into half-time at 2-0? Okay, we put a little shout out of focus, which would seem like a sensible thing to do. Almost intuitive, some would say, when you're 2-0 up against a superior team. Players couldn't stand it. They've all turned with their little red faces. Is that really a good addition to the game, by the way? Little emoji icons to indicate how happy the players are. Come on, are we taking the game forwards or are we taking it backwards with that little addition to the game? Anyway, we have got Zuamenski, who's now our left back. He was playing as a right back towards the beginning of the season. He switched flanks because he's a natural left footer, has looked far more comfortable there. And as he sent that cross in, I think it was Fofana that had another good effort on goal. We've looked pretty dangerous so far in this game, but I guess a goal changes everything. They've launched a ball forward, and that is, of course, the risk of only playing two defenders. Goodness me, living a little bit dangerously at the back there. Can we deal with the set piece? I just want to get into half-time 2-0, and then we can regroup a little bit. We've got 7 minutes to go. This has the feeling of a game where the rest of it is going to be them pressing us relentlessly to try and get a route back into the game. We might have to switch our formation a little bit. I think if we're going to hang on to a 2-0 lead, having two at the back could be a little bit risky. But we're coming forward again. Here's Adler de Silva. Here's Kokavas, another player who's had a solid season. Good player, the little Greek centre-half. If we could get a third here. Oh, Fofana, he should have got a third here. I was about to say, I think we will shut up shop. Notice Jelena are 1-0 up in the other semi-final. As Payer, the centre-half, volleys one over the bar. What a half of football we've just had. We've got 45 minutes to go. And then we're setting up a shot at European qualification. Okay, I've not changed too much at half-time. I've just dropped from an attacking mentality down to positive. So we're still going to try and play on the front foot. And I've brought the wing-backs down just one little notch. So they're playing as more conventional full-backs. And it has helped stem the flow of highlights a little bit. On 70 minutes, I think we're going to try and make some changes. But before we do that, it looks like we've got a highlight to navigate first. Here's Fofana. Is it going to be a highlight for us? Hasek. He's got the ball forward. Come on, wrap the game up for us. That's a good chance. Fofana had one similar at the end of the first half. We should be 3-0 up by now, I fear. Are they going to make us rue those missed chances? We've got one more chance. Krian blasts one over the bar. Almost 71 minutes gone. Here come the fresh legs. 20 minutes to see out. Okay, reinforcements are on at left back. And another one is on up front as well. We've brought Sandal on in place of the big man Fofana, just to give us some pace on the counter for the last few minutes. And I think, I think we might be about to see this out. We're deep into injury time. The ref has indeed blown up. We have got ourselves in to a European qualification final. I think I might have accidentally just clicked on the wrong option there. I wanted to congratulate them on reaching the final. A slip of the hand. I don't know what I've told them, but they didn't like it. And it is Jelena. They've needed penalties to get through. But that is who we are going to be playing in the final. So what a game to finish on with Piranha. And what a surprise it is as well. We've got a chance of qualifying for Europe. I'm guessing it's going to be the Conference League. By taking on Jelena. Let's just show you the results we've had against Jelena so far this season. 2-1 defeats. Doesn't look great, but we had a pretty poor record against Trentin, and we've managed to see them off. Can our new tactic get us over the line in one more game and qualify us for European competition? A European competition that I had no idea was even on the cards. Having just finished top of the relegation group, you never know, our first two seasons of this mercenary journeyman might just end with us gaining promotion with a second-tier Croatian club and then managing to qualify an unfancied Slovakian team for European competition.